So it sounds really complex when people say install an operating system onto a Windows machine, but let me tell you, it isn't that much difficult to do. And some people also get scared that they might lose their data or they might break their machine, but it isn't that much difficult to do using this software. So if you just want to try and explore different types of operating system, or if you want to learn just shell programming, but before starting, let me tell you, you need at least 4 GB of RAM and 25 GB of free space in your PC. Or if you want to learn more about Linux, or if you want to taste different operating system, then this method is going to be the easiest and the safest method, using which you won't even lose your data. Within couple of few steps, you will be able to install different types of operating system into a single Windows machine. And if you want to also learn some Linux commands or shell programming, using this method you can easily learn all those stuff onto your Windows machine. So my name is Shujat and you're watching Geeky Info. So without any further ado, let's get onto the screen and start the process. So first step is we need to download the software named virtualbox from Oracle. So we have to click on the first link as we are using Windows machine, and the software is to be downloaded. So after downloading, install the VirtualBox software onto the machine, and by the time it installs, let us search and download for Ubuntu Linux. Search Ubuntu Linux in the Google search bar and click on the first link of ubuntu.com and go to the download section on the website. Download the Ubuntu desktop version and download the LTS version of the operating system. And it's a huge file, it might take some time. By the time it installs, let us set up the environment in our VirtualBox. So let's set up our VirtualBox software. Click on the next button. You can customize it according to your need. And after customizing, click on the next button and agree for the permission. Allow it. And then click on install, and it will start the installation of the VirtualBox or the virtual machine onto your computer. So we have now installed the VirtualBox software onto our Windows PC, and let us check the status of the download, and might take some more time to download the Ubuntu file. And as you can see, we have installed the VirtualBox software successfully, and let us wait for the image file of the Ubuntu Linux to download. So let us open VirtualBox and set up the environment for Ubuntu Linux. So as you can see, it is asking the permission to download some additional extension packs. You can allow it, and it will also ask some permission to upgrade those extension packs. You can just upgrade it or allow the permission. Click on agree and continue. So as you can see, I have already installed Kali Linux into this VirtualBox, but let me remove this and do the fresh installation for the Ubuntu Linux. So as you can see, now I don't have any environments created for the operating system. So let's click on the new button and create the environment for Ubuntu Linux. Name it as Ubuntu Linux and choose the type as Linux, and the version should be the 64-bit version of Ubuntu Linux, and click on next. And now it will ask you to allocate memory size for this environment. So you can select the memory size up to the green range, but to be on the safer side, I am taking it a little bit less, and click on the next button. And it will ask you to create virtual ROM or some space for the installation of the operating system. So choose the second option to create virtual hard disk now, and click on create button. It will ask you to choose the hard disk type and leave it to the first option, and click on the next button, and also select the dynamically allocate option to the storage and click on the next button. And now it will ask you the permission to allocate the space for installing the operating system. You can choose according to your need, but I am going with the 10 GB option. You can also go up to 25 GB according to your free space. And now you have created the environment for your Ubuntu Linux. You just need to start it with the ISO file or the image file of Ubuntu Linux. So let's get started.
So, but before starting, make sure that you have successfully downloaded the Ubuntu Linux ISO file and click on the Start button to start the environment. So now, as you can see, it is asking me for the location of the ISO file where I had downloaded it. So let me locate it to the downloads folder. Click on the Add button. And from here, select the ISO file of Ubuntu and click Open. So now, as you can see, it has identified the ISO file and click on the Next button or the Done button. So if you have located the ISO file, then click on the Start button to start the environment, now to start the installation of the Ubuntu Linux. So as you can see, it has started the installation process. So it might take some time, let it take. So as you can see, we are on the installation screen of Ubuntu. You need to click on Install Ubuntu button and choose the language as English. And after choosing the language, check whether the keyboard keys are matching with the language you have selected. And then click on the Next button. So here select the normal installation option, and in the other option select download updates while installing and also install third-party software for graphics and hardware devices, and then click on continue. So here on the next step, it's asking to erase the disk and install Ubuntu. Don't worry guys, if you remember, we have given only 10 GB of free space for Ubuntu to install. It is not going to erase any of the data. It is only going to erase the partition or the space of 10 GB which we have allocated. Click on continue and start the installation process. And now you can select your location and start the setup. And here guys, it will ask you to pick a name and choose a password. After setting up the name and the password, click on continue. And now it might take some time, so let me just fast forward it. So after doing the complete installation, it will ask you to restart the virtual environment. You can go ahead and do the restart. So as you can see, guys, we are onto the lock screen of Ubuntu. You can enter the password and log into Ubuntu. So we have successfully installed Ubuntu Linux on virtualbox, and from here we can do the setup or we can create your account for Ubuntu. I hope you liked it. If you have any suggestions or ideas, please comment down below, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.